Hello Biomechanics class. Today we have a video on wrist movements and movements of the shoulder complex. First, I will be demonstrating a radial deviation, which includes the flexion of the fingers, the fingers, the thumb, and the wrist in an inward flexing position, as so. Also, another wrist movement would be the ulnar deviation, which involves the same finger, thumb, and wrist. Instead of inward, you move outward toward the ulnar bone on the outside of the forearm, as so. Anytime you use the radial deviation inside the strength and conditioning world, a popular movement is the barbell bench press. And a good way to correct your bench press form, or to check your bench press form, would be to perform a radial deviation, which would be done as so. Typically you want to grab the bar and wrap your hands around as such, but in order to glue your hands around the bar and to get a better grip and a more structured, firm, and grip that won't slip when you get under heavier weight, you can perform this radial deviation when you grab the bar. So grab the bar as so, flex the fingers inward, thumb inward, wrist inward, and then wrap your hands around the bar for a more secure grip. Okay, now we will be moving on to movements of the shoulder complex. First off, we have horizontal adduction and abduction. A popular movement for many athletes that use their shoulders in sports such as football and baseball is the band pull apart. Band pull apart involves both the horizontal abduction and adduction. To perform the band pull apart, you must first do a horizontal abduction and pull away from the body, like so, and then coming back inward would produce the horizontal adduction. So we do two bands. So horizontal abduction, when you pull your arms in this plane away from the body, and the adduction would be the eccentric portion of the exercise when you bring the band back in together. Now, the performance of the abduction involves the posterior delt, the lat, and also the shoulder blade muscle infraspinatus. Now, the horizontal adduction involves the pec, the bicep, the brachialis, forearm muscles, and also the anterior delt and the middle delt. The final movements of the shoulder complex that we will discuss is the shoulder upward rotation and the shoulder downward rotation. The shoulder upward rotation is a form of an abduction, as we move the shoulder above the body and away from the body, and then the shoulder downward rotation is a form of a adduction as we bring the arm towards the body again. Now, when you perform this movement, you're going to be engaging the scapular muscle, and this will improve not only the muscle function, but the ball and socket joint, the glenohumeral joint, will improve its workspace and its muscle function, giving you a wider range of not only motion, but ability to perform shoulder exercises. So, demonstrate, move my scapular muscle, and when I move the joint behind me here, and I lift over my head, I'm flexing and going in the shoulder. When I'm going in the upward rotation and I pull my scap back, as I just did, I pull my arm over my head, this is the shoulder rotation, okay? And then when I keep my arm and I keep my scap in that same pulled behind and inward motion, but this time I pull it down, that is the downward rotation of the shoulder.